ओ नहीं खेला मैंने इतना होता नहीं होता था हमने डिस्ट्रिक्ट क्वालीफाई किया है अब सब स्टेट भी कर लेते हैं अरे मेरी नीरज थी वो एशियन के इसमें कराटे के लिए गई इंडिया की तरफ से इतनी सी थी वो लेजेंड इतनी सी है वो थर्ड ईयर में मैंने फेडरेशन में जा चुकी है मैं स्टेट के लिए गई भाई वो जीत के भी आ गए एशियन का मैं इतनी सी तो है ही रहती हमारे से छोटा सा लंबा है हॉकी में थोड़ा मेहनत लगता है टाइम बहुत लगता है अब वो स्टिक बहुत हेवी होता होगा मुझे तो नहीं समझ रहा फाइट की स्टिक लाइट होती है वुडन स्टिक जो लर्निंग स्टिक होती है ना वो हेवी होती है एक्चुअल स्टिक से राइट ऊपर में जब टेनिस स्टार्ट किया मैं मेरा रैकेट इतना ऐसे करके मैं घूम मैंने सर ने कहा चलो बेटा आराम से करो मैं सोचा भी नहीं मेरे साथ मैं नेक्स्ट डे लूंगी मैं उससे खेलूंगी मैंने अभी नहीं ली थी पता है 1700 की ऑफर में मिली थी वो 5000 की स्टिक वो स्टिक पे लाइक मार्कर था वाइट में से वाइट Yes, so I read everything. I even read this like the Declaration of Rights of Man. We have to start from France, abolishes monarchy.
Abolition of monarchy we have done, no? Then only that one. The what is that?
We did till your passive citizen. These symbols and I guess the different. The symbols were the last thing we discussed, and we need to start with France abolishes monarchy and becomes a
Okay. Yes. One simple thing I want to ask. Somebody from this section have written that this I need to explain more about in the feedback. I don't want to know about who has done. So if I want to improve, that is why I am asking. Explanation is enough or not?
It's enough. It is
more
usually a little unclear. Usually a little unclear. But then it's fine. It's like understandably so. You just need to elaborate a little. I can understand everything.
Hello. Yeah. Hello. No, there is no problem. If I have to improve, see, we are getting a very less time. See. Hello. Hello. Okay. See, sometimes actually maximum lessons are given for 4 hours. Within 4 hours, it's not possible. So if you are explaining so much, and some of the lessons 2 hours, so I have to keep that time restrictions. That is why I'm trying. Otherwise, no, I would like to explain so much. That is what the problem.
Yes. आपको डिस्टर्ब नहीं बोलो क्या बोले
ऑफिस में क्या
ऑफिस में है ना?
हाँ
अभी है क्या सर नहीं?
सर इधर नहीं होता है, इधर कोऑर्डिनेटर है
सर कितना है ना लेकिन?
इधर नहीं है,
इधर है।
वो खागर का हेड ऑफिस।
ओके नहीं ना खागर हाँ चलो ठीक इधर इंडिया में चला ना मिलेगा
No, wanted to get the details about that is what now. So head work, so head office में ना, he won't be available all the time.
No, I'm out.
Yes, that can
It's really cold. Like my hands are freezing right now. Can we turn off the AC?
that you have to go and tell, no?
Should I just like don't do that? It's not safe.
Okay, no. Is it okay or not? Any problem? If it is there, you can raise. You can tell. My limitation only I was trying. So much vast lessons are there. So within the constrained time, I am trying to. If any problem is there, you can tell. Madam, little slow you go. I want more explanation. So, okay, I was told that this one, that school also it is taught. So, you are teaching second time. So, second time, though, that much deeply not to go. That is why I am trying to explain it. If required, you tell me. Are you satisfied with that?
Yeah.
Clarity is there, no?
Please send me some.
Okay, for you, understanding or not, clarity is there or not?
Clarity is there.
But this one little more explanation. So the limitation is this thing. That is why I am trying. If you need more, you can tell. Ma'am, this part once again you explain. Okay, so I can tell that. Okay, I wanted to explain this more. That is why that. Got it? If any problem is there, tell. I'm not asking who has written, and I don't want to know also. My corrections I have to do. That is why I asked. Clear? What's your doubt first?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the state general meeting was first called in 1614, I guess, yeah. And then after so many years, it was then called by Louis XVI in 1789 for the proposals to pass. How much gap was there? 170.
That years, the difference you have to.
Yeah, but how many correct like? 170 years approximately.
Yes, approximately 170.
Okay.
Yes, anything else? Let's continue.
We have to learn these symbols with the explanation.
Yes, symbols you don't have to learn to draw or like that. The symbols will be given, meaning you have to understand. Meaning I have explained, no?
Yeah.
And I have to complete it, isn't it?
You did these symbols.
Symbols, no. What I am telling, the lesson to be completed.
Yeah.
Big lesson, that is why.
Huh?
Any problem? Page number 11. France abolishes monarchy and become a republic. What is a republic?
Where rulers are elected.
Elected.
Republic refers to a sovereign country.
Sovereignty means ruled by that country only. Because earlier colonies were there. So that sovereign state means that country is ruled by itself. But a republic is that head is elected by the people. Earlier kingship was hereditary. So from that, the head of the country began to be elected. That is what monarchy now changed to republic. How was it happen? See, Louis XVI had to leave the country. That kind of protest started. So what happened? Louis XVI initially forced to sign the document, which was the document constitution. That document he signed. Then, by the time he started having meetings with the other kings, because he don't want to leave the kingship. So now, for a time being, he accepted that constitution. Okay, this way I am ready to allow the parliament to control. Okay, but at the same time, he was having that secret meetings with the other kings. Now, what happened? The rulers of other neighboring countries too were worried about the developments in France and made plans to send troops to put down the events. So now the kings in the neighboring countries, that is France, neighboring country were Spain, Denmark, Netherlands, all these countries kings, Austria, all those countries kings, they decided to send troops to help the French king.
Yes.
Because
they did not want these developments to happen in their own
country. Yes, their country also this will spread. So that is why.
One question, why did they say republic? Was it because everyone was not allowed to vote? Like, why did they not say democracy? Because it's like everyone cannot vote.
See, republic is a republic. Any country, republic is the country where the head is elected. Anyway, directly or indirectly elected. So that country is called as republic. Here, kingship was there. King was not elected. Hereditary king.
No, the National Assembly was elected.
So from
the republic, democracy is the same thing.
Yeah. Democracy.
Every republic is a democracy. But this wasn't exactly a democracy.
No,
but every democracy is not a republic.
Because all the people, see, China is not called as a democracy.
It's a communist.
There also elections are there.
Yeah.
It is not that way directly.
Exactly. China is not a republic.
China is
communist.
People's Republic of China. That is the name of the country.
PRC, People's Republic of China. But China in itself is not a republic.
China rulers are indirectly elected by the Chinese.
Indirectly, that the Chinese premier was elected.
But the CCP is elected.
See,
so
that the members, that the parliament elected that president. So that is why it is elected. But it is not a true democracy.
Yeah.
Clear? Now, what happened? You were asking some question? No, your question got the answer. No? Before this could happen, the National Assembly voted in April 1792 to declare war against Prussia and Austria. Now, what happened?
In 1 year only this all happened.
1791 the constitution was made. The king was the constitution head. So secretly he was making negotiation with other kings. Other kings were also ready to send troops. By the time National Assembly got the idea, they attacked that Prussia and Austria. Got it? Simultaneously it happened. Then thousands of volunteers thronged from the provinces to join the army. They saw this as a war of the people against the king and aristocracies all over Europe. So now that the people against the king and aristocracy.
like a civil war. Like a civil war.
It was a civil war. That is people against the king. But one thing is that Aristocracy means royal family. Aristocrats are the royal
hereditary rule.
So everywhere that the royal family for Britain, Wales is the region where that royal family live. Do you know? Have you heard about the Prince of Wales?
Yeah,
Wales. So Prince that Wales region, Wales, Wales. This is the region where aristocratic family live. From there only the next person will become king. Got it? So here, king and aristocrats, these people had a war. Now what happened among the patriots? So from all the regions, people began to come to that Paris. And one of the particular place, when the people started moving towards Paris, they sang a song. That particular place is called Marseilles. From Marseilles, when they were marching towards Paris, they sang a song and that became the national anthem of France. Clear? So what is that? Marseilles, that the song they sang while marching towards that Paris, that is accepted as the national anthem.
That is Marcellus, not Marcellus.
The spelling is wrong.
It's Marcellus. That's Marsei.
Textbook. Always you have to refer to the textbook. Understood? So because here a lot of spelling mistakes are there.
So correct spelling is this.
She is having the textbook. Give. I will find out. Rebellion, that page, first paragraph.
You have memorized
I'm
the
pretty sure it's
textbook.
Marcellus.
You have memorized the textbook.
Spelling
Yeah,
is yes. So spelling you have to learn. See, I am. AISE. Correct. But don't depend exclusively that one every time. I am just.
There are a lot of mistakes in the volume.
I am just correcting. I am correcting each and every that is spellings now. So Marseilles. What is Marseilles?
The national anthem.
National anthem. Why it become that is?
Because they sang the song while marching towards.
Okay.
The national anthem of France.
Yes. Now, who composed that one? Roget.
Roget there.
Name you have to remember, that is multiple choice, it will come. Because this lesson, so many names are there. Got it? Now, afterwards, the revolution started from the different areas, and at that time, they organized into clubs. Clubs means the groups of people. So, one of that club began to be called as Jacobin clubs. Understood? It was that Christian country, you are knowing that many of the European countries, almost all the European countries were Christian countries. So here, the convent of Saint Jacob, from the convent of Saint Jacob, which that club organized, came to be known as Jacobin club.
Can you repeat the club part? How was it like?
See, what is that? The most successful of these clubs was that of Jacobin club. So many clubs were formed. What was the aim of that club? To organize.
Clubs are like similar to like how we have parties in that.
No. Club is one organization.
It's a political organization.
To discuss about the problems the people are facing and to present the problems. Understood? So as it was led by Jacobins, that club came to be known as Jacobin clubs. So modern type of drinking party or club, that is not that Jacobin
No,
club.
I was not saying drinking.
No. I understood that is modern day clubs are different.
I was asking if it's like a political party.
No, it's a political organization.
It is party also not there, organization. People gather together, they discuss about their problems and find solution. That much.
Mom, what is convent?
That is what, say, earlier times that priests and monks, they live in monasteries or that convent. That is nuns used to live in convent. So that is what Jacob, that is Saint Jacob, is a separate group. So many such groups were there. Lutheran groups were there, Jacobin groups were there. Like that, different groups were there. So here the group was Saint Jacob. Okay, is it clear to you?
Yes.
So Jacobin clubs were the successful clubs. So many clubs were there. Out of that, Jacobin clubs were the successful. Is it clear?
Yes.
Now, this was in which place? Saint Jacob in Paris. Now, what happened? The members of the Jacobin club belonged mainly to the less prosperous section of the society. See, we know that common people, from the commons, different sections were there. The lowest category, that is, they are gardeners, they are like fishermen. So all those sections were the majority of the people from this Jacobin club. Then you get shopkeepers, artisans such as shoemakers, pastry cooks, watchmakers, printers, as well as servants of daily wage workers. Okay, all these were all these constitute that is Jacobin. Then the leader was Maximilian, spelling
XI. MI. LI.
LI or LLI?
LI. AN.
Okay, Maximilian Robespierre. So who was Maximilian Robespierre?
He was the next political leader of France. He was a part of the Jacobin club.
This is what the emergence of a new person. Okay, what happened? This large group among the Jacobins decided to start wearing long style. Here, two types of dresses. Earlier time, the richer sections used to wear that the dress up to the knee or just below the knee. They were called knee breeches. Okay, knee breeches. But this particular group began to wear another type of dress which is called as sans culottes. Spelling, you just check it out. Right?
CULOTTS.
Correct, no?
Sans-culottes.
So who was sans culottes?
Those without knee breeches.
That is long striped the dress worn by Jacobins. It was like a dock workers dress. Dock workers, have you heard about it?
Yeah.
Those people who are working in ship and all, they are having that kind of long dresses. Both together. So that people started wearing, what is that? Striped long dresses. That is leaving that, what is that? Knee breeches. Got it?
Yeah.
earlier type of your book is new, no? Earlier textbook, there was one lesson, two lessons.
There were many chapters cut out in the new textbook.
So next two lessons, that one beautiful lesson was the very interesting lesson about the sports cricket, story of cricket. That was the interesting lesson I learned. Okay, so that is removed. You also would have enjoyed that lesson. Afterwards, there was a lesson named that fashion, the dress and all. About these people, pictures and all were given in that lesson. So, new book, that one is
Mom,
not.
can I be back from the washroom quickly?
See here, Sans Culottes dress is given. Picture is given in your textbook. Now, this one is clear? Okay. Now, this was a set of themselves from the fashionable sections of society, especially nobles who wore knee breeches. See, we have to understand the difference. The upper class people, they are having rich costumes. Understood? So these people don't want to have that costume. See, why the schools are having uniforms? Everyone will get the same thing. Otherwise, you can find the richer sections will come in all the types of fashionable dresses. The others cannot wear it. So, modern day, the schools are having uniforms. The same way, these people believed in equality, so they thought that everyone should wear such kind of dress, so that inequality in the dress can be removed. That is why they started wearing sans culottes. Clear? Was a way of proclaiming the end of power wielded by the wearers of knee breeches. That much time, knee breeches were having the power. So that power has to be removed. These Jacobins came to be known as sans culottes, literally meaning those without knee breeches. Sans culottes men wore in addition the red cap. What is the meaning of red cap?
Freedom. That they are free. Yeah.
Yes. When they become free, they started wearing that. Symbolized liberty. Women, however, were not allowed to do so. Then, when that, in the summer 1792, the Jacobins planned an insurrection of Lazarus.
If they wanted equality in dress code, then why weren't women allowed to wear the sans clothes?
So that is why women were not at all given any right.
Women could wear those clothes, they just couldn't wear the cap.
No, women were not given any freedom at that time. That is, voting right were not given. That way, slowly. Dress code, you can see the picture that both man and woman wearing that. But only the red cap was not. Okay. Large number of Parisians. Parisians means the Paris people of Paris. Okay. Who were anchored by the short supplies and high prices of food. On the morning of August 10, they stormed the palace of Tuileries. See, Palace of Versailles you heard about.
No, it's not there.
Is there?
Textbook.
On the morning of August 10, they stormed the palace of
Tuileries you have seen, no? Tuileries massacred the king's guards and held the king himself as hostage for several hours. So
the palace of Tuileries is in this
Paris only. Then captured the king and taken. King, queen and all, they were taken. Later the assembly voted to imprison the royal family. Then elections were held. From now on, all men of 21 years and above, regardless of wealth, got the right to vote. So when they got is 1792. Okay. Earlier 21, that is on the basis of property only they got the right. So now all men got, women did not get. The newly elected assembly called convention. Yes.
Women got in 1946, right? Finally they got the.
Yes, women got. In your political science book, one table was given, no? No, that table is removed. Okay. Different countries when they have got voting right, women got voting right. Earlier textbook.
8th standard.
Not 8th
Only
standard.
in my 8th standard book
It was there.
Yeah.
You just keep that one. That data you just try to remember. When future also it will. So what was the newly elected government called?
Convention.
Convention. Okay. Then when it was elected 21st September 1792, it abolished monarchy and declared France a republic. So when was France become a republic?
All these states are from the old calendar.
See, only that in Russia, that the calendar is different. They were using Constantine calendar, Gregorian calendar. Understood? So that.
And France also is a different calendar during the revolution time.
No. Same calendar. Russian Revolution, the calendar days are completely different.
No, I'm saying that during the revolution, didn't they also want to change the calendar because of something to do with religion?
No, it's Julian calendar only. Okay. Russian Revolution, second lesson when you study, there are complete difference. That is actually February Revolution had taken place actually in March. October Revolution in November. Okay. So here there is no difference. Okay, Julian calendar. So the government which was formed was called a convention, and when it was France became a republic. When France became
21 September.
This date you have to. 21st September 1792. Dates you have to remember. Okay. Now, see, the definition is given. Republic is a form of government where the people elect the government, including the head of
The president.
Government. Whoever. That is some places president, some places prime minister. Okay.
Thank you.
There is no hereditary monarchy. So sometimes the question will be that what is a republic? Okay. Republic is a system of government in which the head of the government is elected by the people. Clear? Now, you can try and find about the other countries. Louis XVI was sentenced to death by a court on the charge of treason. What is treason?
National traitor. Someone who betrays one's motherland.
Yes, country against committed crime against the country. On 21st January 1793.
Everything happened on the 21st.
Yes, it's interesting. Very good.
They like the day, I guess.
He was executed publicly at the Place de la Concorde. Queen Mary Antoinette met the same fate. Now, the most important part we are going. Yes, this much is clear?
Yes.
So,
ma'am, before, in 1791, the assembly was known as the National Assembly.
Yes.
And in 1790.
So that time, there was a theoretical head. Understood. From that to one more year, it take to make France a republic. That means theoretical head or constitutional head.
So in 1792, it was known as convention, the National Assembly.
No, that government which was formed, it got the name convention. Because after that, one more government is coming. Napoleon directory is coming. So they gave the name convention. Okay. Now the next important period, reign of terror.
It is the reign of.
Maximilian
It was Robespierre.
Reign means rule or terrific period, terror. So which period is known as the reign
A
of
period
terror?
of 1 year when Maximilian
1793 to 1794.
when Maximilian Robespierre wanted to massacre the entire population of the
Not
Great.
1794 is referred as the reign of terror. Now, why it was called as the reign of terror?
Ma'am,
Because
during that time, anybody who spoke against the Jacobins or Maximilian Robespierre, who was the head, they were all punished severely, including a lot of people were executed on the guillotine.
Yes, see, one side, if you are thinking, one part we stand and think, Robespierre was a good person. What was that? He tried to establish equality. There is no distinction between the rich and the poor. Everyone should have the same. See, what is that? Next paragraph only. Before, afterwards, we will come that part. Robespierre government issued laws placing a maximum ceiling on wages and prices. Okay. Meat and bread were rationed. Peasants were forced to transport their grain to the cities and sell it at prices fixed by the government. Have you seen where it is? The use of more expensive white flour was forbidden. Understood? So richer sections used to use white bread. That is maida. Okay. So that was not allowed. Everyone should use the same. This is why I told one way he introduced good things only.
he gave the fundamental concept of equality but made it really terrible for the people.
Yes.
See, it is like in the French Revolution, everybody was put into smaller houses and how much ever they needed. That's where the people who already earned the income, they become like, they feel very underpowered. And that is really harmful to one's economy. That does harm the economy of the country severely.
Okay, that is one thing. Another thing what we can say is that, see, these all things are rationed. Means if 5 members are there, that much only, that limited stock only will be given to that family.
Exactly.
If they wanted to use little more, they are not allowed. They will not get it.
That should not be the.
So that is a kind of severe control.
Like the food there.
This is a severe control. You just imagine if some guest come to that family, what they will give? Bread from birth.
They don't have enough bread.
They don't have, no.
The government still.
Government is giving this much only. More than that, they are not allowed to buy. Ceiling is made. That is why the people started protesting. See, forbidden, all citizens were required to eat the pain de galette, equality bread, a loaf made of whole wheat. Equality was also sought to be practiced through forms of speech and address. See, instead of the traditional monsieur or sir and madam, all French men and women were henceforth citoyen and citoyenne.
Citizens in French.
Yeah. So that 10th standard, the first lesson also this word is there. So churches were shut down and their buildings converted into barracks or offices. Military barrack.
So basically they're taking away everyone's right to religion.
Yes. Everything. Their freedoms are taken. Why they have fought for? They were fighting for liberty.
Yeah, and that itself was taken away by
Maximilian Robespierre. Next part, what you have told, that part we are coming. All those whom he saw as being enemies of the republic.
Okay.
Ex-nobles and clergy.
Even some people who did not.
Yes, members of other political parties, even members of his own party who did not agree with his methods were arrested, imprisoned, and then tried by a revolutionary tribunal. Understood?
Yeah.
So everyone was taken and tried by a revolutionary tribunal.
And if they found them guilty, they were sentenced to the guillotine.
Guillotine.
What's that?
Guillotine is a device invented by Dr. Guillotine.
I know
Okay.
that.
So what was that? There was a stand, and that stand, a blade was attached, and when the blade moved, cut that head. So
Isn't it said from C something? It's all yeah.
it is guillotine, GU.
It was invented by the person named C.
Okay, got it?
It's
So,
wonderful how
what was
people
the
say-
punishment given to those who are considered as a criminal? That is guillotine. That word you have to. So, it is given that textbook itself, guillotine is
Actually,
a.
L is silent.
And what if the first time it doesn't cut?
There
is no choice.
No,
they cut
See, actually, it is not cutting. A well like is there, that poles are there, no? So that blade will move from that pole and the body will go down.
It is basically.
It's two holes.
The blade falls on the top.
understand, but I'm saying if
There is no
choice.
There is no choice.
Go down. The blade will go cut and will go cut.
The blade will accelerate and fall towards. How many?
No,
how many
I'm
times?
saying, what if in the first try it doesn't work and then again?
What do you mean it doesn't work?
It always works. You just come and pull out. How will it not? I mean, if it doesn't work the first time, it will work the second time. That's how.
Yes, come here. You just
Show her
take
the
that guillotine.
Please show it.
No. She want to see that whether it will work or not.
What if the guillotine is not sharp enough? When the thing was
See. Siddhi.
what if the situation comes? Then do it again.
Siddhi.
Alice, hold on.
Just can you turn the screen, please?
Yeah.
It's like this, and you see the glass.
They pull the rope and the blade falls on the neck of the guy. How will that not work?
See. That person is.
This is the place where the head of the person is. This is the basket where the head falls into when it is cut.
Yay, we collect heads. No, maybe keep it. The spanners. No, that's where do they keep it? Why would they preserve
When
it?
they pull
put it in
this,
resin.
basically the blade is just let go and
What do they do? Where do they keep it? They bury it with the body. Yaar, come on, this is so basic. You're so.
Okay, back to the.
You're hilariously slow today.
Okay. Now, those who have started doing, that person also got the same fate.
Yeah.
What happened? Robespierre pursued his policies relentlessly, that even his supporters began to demand moderation. Finally, he was convicted by the court in July 1794. Okay, arrested and on the next day sent to guillotine.
I love how we do that. We just kill him with the same thing he kills people with. Love that for us.
Okay. Now, so what was the government of Robespierre known as convention? Afterwards, the next government was called as directory.
actually him being guillotined is like poetic justice.
Oh yeah, true.
One thing I wanted to tell you, textbook, page number 9. You just note down, and there one map is there.
Insurgents.
The spread of great fear. Textbook. I am not talking about volume.
I don't have.
You just go home. That is why I am telling. Write and keep it. That is one of the major map question. Spread of great fear. That is the heading. Okay. So which all are the places coming? Mostly that some places are the Bordeaux, Marseilles, Nantes. All these places are very Paris. So keep in mind that one. Page number 9. Now after that death of Robespierre, a new government. Now the people.
They realized that it was not a good idea to put one person in too much power. So
here they decided to give power to 5 persons.
Yeah.
But that was also not a good idea. Because all 5 are fighting, then there is a chance of one very strong person to emerge powerful. That is what happened in France. So, the fall of Jacobin government allowed the wealthier middle class to seize power, capture power. A new constitution was introduced. How many times the constitution was introduced? Okay.
Love that.
Which denied the vote to non-propertied sections.
Again. I hate this.
It provided for 2 elected legislative councils. So, one is that non-propertied.
What's non-property? People who do not possess any form of property, industry, or land.
So,
did you
this is
forget the first part of the chapter?
Second one, what is that? 2, what else? Legislative councils, no?
Yeah.
So, second change was the formation of 2 legislative councils. Then, this legislative council will appoint whom? Directly. So, it was not elected directly.
It was elected via and via.
Say the 2 legislative council will select the directory. What happened? This meant a safeguard against the concentration of power in a one-man executive as under the Jacobins. However, the directors often clashed with the legislative council, who then sought to dismiss them. The political instability of directory paved the way for the rise of military dictator Napoleon Bonaparte. Though all these changes in the form of government, the ideals of freedom, of equality before the law and fraternity remained inspiring ideals that motivated the political movements in France and the rest of Europe during the following century. This point is very important. So, what was the legacy of the French Revolution? The ideas of
next year we learn about Napoleon in
Napoleon. One page is there, not much.
So there is the chapter about Napoleon in 10th.
No, not a big chapter. Only a small portion. Napoleon, what were the methods introduced?
So what are the Napoleonic wars?
Napoleonic wars only that not a full wars what he had done. That much. One page also not there, half page.
In 9th and 10th?
10th.
Really? I thought
No. But see, when we try to compare this person, Napoleon, with that of Hitler,
they're different.
They are completely different.
Exactly. Hitler was extremist.
So this Napoleon, if you study, Napoleon is a hard worker.
Yeah.
He emerged to that position through his hard work.
Yeah.
It is believed that there is a story about this person. He was a person worked till getting the result. Once, when he was in smaller classes, one teacher punished him for not doing that sum. What he did, he was determined to do that. He sat in the class, tried to get the answer. Till getting the answer, he was there. Nobody came to know that he was there. He sat in the class and he slept. Then next morning only, when that person opened the door, only would find him. He was sleeping on the desk.
Nobody at home noticed.
May not have that time. Who is noticing? Who is coming? Who is, because most of the places these people used to sit under that public light only. They are sitting and studying and all. So they never bothered about. But this person, till getting the answer, he was doing, and then only. So that dareness he showed in his works also. That is why once he become the head of the country, he just make an adventurous journey of conquest, expansion.
He came the closest anybody has come to actually invading Russia.
Yeah.
He went all the way to Moscow, but then he was there.
That's when he was defeated. Right?
Yeah, they cut off his army from behind.
See, that is about the Hitler. It is given.
No, I'm talking about Napoleon. I'm not talking about.
See, these people belong to two different centuries.
No, I'm saying that Napoleon also invaded Russia.
Two different periods. See, this person, 18
Napoleon was very likable as a leader.
yes. See,
whereas Hitler wasn't.
See, there was a lesson long back in English book for 8th standard or 9th standard or something. So it was a conversation between Hitler and Napoleon. 1804 only Napoleon. The World War Hitler, 1941 only he went into Russia.
That's a whole century.
So much.
Napoleon himself also tried to invade Russia once actually.
He went even up to Egypt. He conquered Egypt. So every part he went. But in that conversation, it was given. This Napoleon was giving an advice to Hitler. If he was there, he would not have ventured into Russia because that much extreme cold climate is there. Your textbook it is given -40.
Yeah, winters.
We can't really compare Napoleon and Hitler because while Napoleon was a conqueror, the difference is Hitler was a tyrannical ruler. He had his extremist ideas, so Napoleon just wanted to conquer all.
Yes, that is. So why here I wanted to tell is that world used to fear about these two personalities, Hitler and Napoleon. Napoleon, as he told, that is as a world conqueror.
Yeah.
Hitler, he was a dictator, and he was a mass killer.
Napoleon was also pretty brutal, right? He was very cruel.
But he did so many good things.
Everything he did was to become like, a good leader, a good powerful.
He was a good leader, right, to his people.
No.
He
was very cruel.
No, he saw himself as the modernizer of Europe. He did many things to make people's lives better.
The 10th standard, you have to study about that. See, when he started his adventure, many countries, people believed that he as a harbinger. Harbinger is a bird who bring peace. No, so he was considered as a harbinger. But later on only they understood. But wherever he had conquered, he introduced so many good economic systems.
He even introduced a universal weight system.
Weights and measures.
That Napoleon. That's
Napoleonic code he introduced in the places he conquered.
Fun fact, when Napoleon tried to conquer Russia, he went with an army of hundreds of thousands of men. Only a few thousand returned. Because they were defeated so brutally. Because like all of them were captured.
Check it. That is because I cannot agree with that fact. Because about Hitler it is mentioned.
Yeah.
He went with that much forces, only few returned.
Napoleon to force Russian.
My eyes out.
I mean, he basically tried to invade Russia in 1812, I think.
1812. Okay. 24th June 1812, and the following days, the first wave of the multinational.
Basically, he did try to invade Russia once. Should I go back?
What heading you? French invasion of Russia? No. Under Napoleon, you just gave.
He only Napoleon's invasion of Russia. He raised a massive army of troops from all over Europe, which entered Russia on June 24 in 1840.
Then what happened? Bonaparte.
I just think.
Battle of Borodino.
Yeah, Napoleon's Grand Army lost more than 300,000 men in Russia, and the invasion lasted 6 months.
Okay.
And a single battle resulted more than
Borodino.
Ma'am, they came all the way to like Moscow, but then what happened is that Russia managed to cut off the army from behind, and then they were stuck, and they had to flee back.
This is what they wrote about Hitler. That is why I was confused.
Yes, ma'am. Hitler also tried. They both tried.
In the books, no. It was written about Hitler.
No, they both had similar experiences.
So that is why.
They both had similar.
Okay. So what he told is that Borodino, there was a battle in 1812. He and all the European countries' forces went to Russia, and he had to suffer huge losses.
Yeah.
Less number. So the same thing is written about
Hitler as well, because they both tried to invade Russia.
That is what. Underestimated.
Yeah, Russia was a good, powerful country.
It's not just about Russia being powerful. The climate is so harsh.
Yeah.
Other countries
they cannot deal with their soldiers and prepared.
Yes. Now listen. Now we are going to see about the revolutions. What was the role of women?
How much time do we have there?
It's actually over.
It's almost over. It's over. So 6:20. No? So I'm just briefing it. Earlier times, the women were not having any status.
Yeah.
So girls were not having any freedom.
Even in 18th century.
So that is what they were made to wear a kind of dress which is so tight that steel rods were attached to that. Means they were not allowed to grow also. Marriage, fathers
Push their child.
So these all things were not at all acceptable to the people.
Yeah.
So they started a revolution. Women started revolutions. Then revolutionary magazines
What
and
was that
articles.
name of that female political leader who did a lot, and he was punished. He wrote a lot about.
This it is written Olympic D girls.
Yes, she wrote like a.
She wrote women, the
Rights
rights of
of
women
women and
and
citizens.
citizens. Yeah.
Yes,
Rights
rights of man and citizens was given to that rights to the citizens, but she wanted that the rights to
women and
so that is what she wrote.
Map of all.
1791, she wrote Declaration of Rights of Women and Citizens, which she addressed to the Queen and to the members of the National Assembly, demanding that they act upon. In 1793, Olympia de Gauges criticized the Jacobin government for forcefully closing down women's class. She was tried by the National Convention, which charged her with treason. Soon after this, she was executed. But later on, because of the efforts of the women, certain rights were given to the women.
Yeah.
They were given
You
education.
should have to credit them for what we have.
Without the girls liking that she should not be forced to marry. Even that if they wanted to get a divorce, that also was permitted later on only. So these all are the results of the struggle of women. Okay, now abolition of slavery is left out. You just read this part.
Yes.
You focus on textbook. That is one part that dates of events are given.
Yeah.
That you have to focus.
Yeah, even volume, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.